out of all of our operator portfolio, I have our two top selling best operators to demonstrate. I have an extremely high-end one, and then I have a low-end price-conscious operator. So what I wanted to show you first is the very high-end one. You won't find a better operator on the market. This operator is, we have, I don't know how many campuses around at least the Dallas-Fort Worth area and Houston area that are no sub on these operators. This is the only operator they'll pick. So the first one I'm going to talk about is what we call our LCN 4600 series. It's an extremely versatile operator. It's extremely heavy duty. It's one of the electro-hydraulic, so you can put it on the door. When they walk through it manually, there's not going to be a whole lot of resistance. It has a multitude of features, which we will demonstrate here in a minute as well. And one of the great things about it, when you get it in a box, there are 3 boxes in that box. So the first part is what they call a base plate. So this operator is, there's only 2 versions of this operator. It's a push side operator or a pull side. And the only difference is the pull side is going to use a track and an arm, where the push side is going to use the standard double lever arm. The exciting features about this operator is it's non-handed. So you can see mounting holes here. It'll mount on as small as 1 3/4 inch header on a door frame. We have staggered mounting holes top and bottom. So depending on what hand it is, you just flip it over. We make it componentized like this, so you can see how light this is. If you're going to install this thing and you're going to be standing on a ladder and things like that, it makes it a lot easier to install. The greatest feature entirely about this operator is this is the actuating mechanism. So this is a magnetic clutch, much like kind of an air conditioner on an automotive engine things. So that's what makes it totally bulletproof. So with this operator and it being a magnetic clutch, it'll take all kinds of abuse and not tear up. So just to give you an idea, once you get the base plate on the door, then at that point, and if you disregard this part I'm holding here, this is just a standard 40/40 mechanical closer. So that's what's nice about this operator. So at that point, install the closer body part. I'm not going to put all the screws in this just for demonstration purposes. Once you get that in, the motor assembly and the electrical connections are already in this. And then this is the brains of the organization. We're going to do a demonstration here in a minute and show you all the different things you can do with this operator. Now, there again, this is a very high-end operator. This operator list price is in the $5,600, $5,700 range. But like I said, you won't find a better operator. If you're going to put your name behind it, you can't go wrong with this one. So once you get the control box in, we're going to hook up all the good little wires here. Oop, I trapped one. So now that we've got the control box in, we've got it hooked up. We do have a power cable, so you will need to run power to it. Another nice thing about this operator, being componentized, and I'll set this over here, all of your terminal strips will snap off, so you can put your wires on and everything without torquing onto the board itself. And then when all the wires are connected, just snap it back in. So we are all wired up here. I'm going to plug it in. Hopefully we won't see the mysterious blue smoke. So we're powered up. It does have a series of error codes. If something is wrong with it when you power it up, there'll be some error codes. Are we okay there, Travis?
Brenton's not muted.
Uh-oh, there he is.
There he is.
So now once we have the control box in, we wire some things up, install the arm, and it's ready to go. So I already have this pre-wired to an actuator here. I also have it tied into an electrified exit device or traction unit. This is our old solenoid version. So just to kind of show you, and I picked the solenoid version because when it retracts, you're going to hear a definitive clunk, unlike the motorized version. So this will give you an example. I don't have a touchless actuator wired to it, unfortunately, but I do have a handicap button. So when I push the handicap button, it's going to unlock the exit device first, then it's going to signal the operator. And the operator has all the technology in it to delay that as much as we need to delay it. So it gives you an idea there. So like I said, this is an electro-hydraulic unit. So at any point, this thing is just a standard door closer. It's not a big deal at all. And I don't know if I can demonstrate the magnetic clutch without flipping this thing off the table, but like I said, what's good about this is you can abuse it. Can't tear it up. It's got a magnetic clutch, and all you're going to do is slip the clutch. So it's a very high abusive operator. You'll also see another thing it's got what's called a 90-degree slowdown. So as you saw on that door across the way, as it gets toward the end of the opening, instead of just going full speed all the way and slamming the wall and bouncing back, it has a 90-degree slowdown that is totally adjustable from this menu board. If you need to adjust, I think somebody asked a while ago, maybe about hold open time and the closer time adjustments. So let's see how long this one's holding open. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. So that's a very quick. ADA compliance requires that this thing be open for at least 8 seconds. So at that point, we go into our menu and I toggle the hold open time, and then I have a digital display here. So I'm going to crank it up and I'm going to toggle out of my menu options, and it's going to hold for a lot longer time now. So a while ago it was 4 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. So see, we got a little more hold time, but that's how easy it is to adjust the hold open time. I know you can't see this, but the different menu options here are hold open time. We have our 90-degree slowdown time that I talked about. We have a one-shot input. What the one-shot input is how we were able to open our training room door and make it stay open until we hit it again. One-shot input makes it close. We also have exterior mode, so that is kind of if we tie it up to safety sensors and things like that, which you really don't need on a low energy operator, but we do have that capability. So we have electric strike delay, different things like that. So we do have sequential action time. So if you have these operators on a, what am I trying to think of? Front of a building with 2 sets of doors, drawing a blank.
Like a
2 sets of doors. What am I drawing? I'm drawing a blank. So you have doors.
Vestibule.
Vestibule. Sorry, had a brain slide for a minute there. So in a vestibule situation, you have your exterior doors and you have your interior doors. Doors A, doors B. So we have the ability to sequence these operators. Somebody hits the actuator from the outside starts opening, and by the time the outside's almost open, the inside starts opening. Kind of comes in handy with climate control and things like that. So there again, this operator has all that capability to it. Okay.
You also will see when coming down to sequential, when you get into access control as well, because there's sometimes you have to do a sequence of events, especially with, when you badge a door, you need the strike to open, then you need a certain amount of time for somebody to back up from the door, depending on the situation. So there may be times that you're using that as well. Having it built into it makes life so much easier, because if you don't, you get an operator that does not have that built in, then you have to start using timers and delay sequencer timers. They are not easy to wire, and it just gets a little confusing. So just wanted to bring that up so you can understand what this offers compared to some of the other ones on the market.
Oh, that's our high-end operator, our 4600. It's kind of nice also, so once it's installed, if you're ever having to work on these in the field, all of the wiring diagram is on the inside of the cover. So that way, if you run across this in the field, you have your complete wiring diagram there if you have to add actuators or anything like that. You could also acquire those on our website too. Just anything we have is on our us.allegiant.com technical website. All kinds of documents, data sheets, instructions, installation manuals, programming manuals, you name it. So with the electric